Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are diving deep into James Allen's As a Man Thinketh.
Oh, a classic.
It is. And you've probably heard of it, maybe even read it.
Oh, for sure.
But we're going deeper.
Beyond the surface level, right?
Exactly. We're extracting those powerful, perspective-shifting insights.
Love it.
Because his idea that our thoughts shape our reality. I mean, it does kind of sound like a superpower, doesn't it?
It really does.
So we're going to explore that, how our thoughts impact not just, us, our character, but our circumstances, even our health.
Wow.
And we'll give you some tools that you can use.
Actionable steps.
To put Allen's wisdom into practice in your own life.
Yeah. One of the things that always gets me about Allen is he doesn't just tell us about this mind-power connection.
Right.
He gives us practical guidance, almost like
a manual.
Yeah, like a how-to guide to actually harnessing it.
All right, let's get into it. So one of the things that really struck me was Allen's garden analogy.
Oh, yeah.
Our minds are like gardens, and our thoughts are the seeds.
It's such a powerful analogy, and it's so simple. It really emphasizes that we are not just passive bystanders, We're actively shaping our mental landscape. What are we planting? What are we allowing to grow?
So we choose which seeds we plant, which thoughts we water and give attention to.
Exactly. And those choices, they really have consequences.
So if let's say I'm constantly anxious, thinking about limitations, negative self-talk, those are the seeds that are going to grow.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You're going to end up with a garden full of weeds.
Yeah.
But it gets even more interesting. Allen takes this further. He says, our thoughts don't just stay in our heads.
Whoa.
They shape our circumstances.
Okay, so that's where it gets mind-bending for me.
I know, right?
Is he saying, if we think it, it'll happen, manifest it?
It's not that simple. It's not just think it and boom,
Yeah.
It's more nuanced.
Okay.
What he's saying is our thoughts create this lens through which we see the world.
Oh, okay.
And that lens can either empower us to see opportunities, overcome challenges, or it can trap us in negativity.
So it's not so much individual events manifesting, but more the overall
trajectory
of our lives.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So let's say you're facing a financial setback. If you're constantly thinking, I'll never recover, I'm a failure.
Oh, yeah.
Those thoughts
lead to actions.
Exactly. They lead to actions that just make things worse.
You miss opportunities or you make bad decisions out of fear.
Right. But if you cultivate thoughts of resourcefulness, resilience.
Believe in yourself.
Exactly. That's going to guide you towards solutions.
It's almost like, your mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. And that's where Allen really pushes us to become these mindful gardeners. He gives us these tools like affirmations to consciously choose the thoughts we want to nurture.
It sounds like a lot of work. It is inner work for sure, but the rewards are massive. I mean, he believed that this intentional thought management was crucial for growth, for success in any area of life.
Now, one of the parts that was super interesting to me in As a Man Thinketh was how he connected thoughts with our health.
Oh, yeah, the mind-body connection.
Yeah, he even says, fear can kill as surely as a bullet, which is a pretty bold statement.
It is, and it was radical for his time, but you know what? Modern research is actually backing this up.
Really?
Yeah, we have psychoneuroimmunology, we have psychosomatic illness. We're realizing that stress, negativity, they can manifest as physical ailments.
Wow, so he was ahead of his time. Yeah. Recognizing that our thoughts don't just affect how we feel, but they actually
impact the body.
Yeah.
Think about the placebo effect. If you believe you're getting a powerful painkiller.
Even if it's a sugar pill.
Exactly. You could experience real relief. It's highlighting that powerful mind-body connection.
So then if we're constantly feeding our minds negativity and stress, that's going to show up in our bodies too.
That's a powerful way to put it. Allen uses this image of a sour face. And he says it's literally made by sour thoughts. Our thoughts shape our posture, our expressions, even our vitality.
So if we want to radiate health, starts with what we're thinking.
Absolutely. And that leads us to the next crucial piece of Allen's philosophy, which is purpose.
Okay.
He says a life without purpose is like a ship drifting at sea.
It's just going wherever the wind blows it.
You might be moving, but without a destination, you're just at the mercy of the elements.
Right. And I remember that analogy, the straight pathway to achievement.
Oh, yes.
It says, when we have a purpose, our thoughts, our actions, they line up, they propel us forward on this path. But then doubts, fears, those are the obstacles.
The detours.
That take us off course.
It's like setting out on a journey with a map.
Versus just wandering around.
Exactly. And having that purpose gives you direction, it gives you focus, and that unwavering inner resolve that Alan emphasizes.
So it's not enough to just like have wishes.
No.
We need something concrete, something to aim at.
Absolutely. You need something to anchor your thoughts and guide your actions. Now you might be thinking, well, how do I even figure out my purpose? Where do I start? And Alan suggests introspection.
Okay.
Asking ourselves some deep questions like, what are our values? What brings us joy?
What kind of impact do we want to make?
Those are big questions.
Yeah, those are big questions.
But here's the thing. You don't have to find some grand, life-altering purpose right away.
Okay.
It can be something simple, something that resonates with you and gives you a sense of direction. It's about aligning your actions.
Even small actions.
Even small actions with your values and working towards something that feels meaningful.
So it could be as simple as being a more patient parent or a more supportive friend.
Absolutely. It doesn't have to be this monumental thing. It's about living your life with intention, with meaning.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our deep dive into As a Man Thinketh.
It's good to be back.
We've been talking about how our thoughts shape our reality.
In some pretty crazy ways.
Yeah. Last time, remember we were talking about how our mindset can actually impact our physical health.
Yeah, it was blowing my mind.
It's a powerful thing. That fear, stress, negativity, it can really show up in our bodies.
We have to be so mindful of what we're thinking.
It's just as important as what we're eating.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's that, like, healthy mind, healthy body idea.
Right. Alan takes it even further, though. He says it's not just about avoiding those negative thoughts. It's about cultivating the positive ones.
The good stuff.
Yeah. He actually says a cheerful disposition is more powerful than any medicine.
Wow, I like that.
Right. He talks about this sunshine of the mind that can illuminate the body and, like, dispel the shadows of disease.
Okay, I love that imagery.
It's beautiful.
But is he saying we should just, like, ignore problems and pretend everything's perfect?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's not about being naive or denying challenges. It's about recognizing that even when things are tough, we have a choice.
A choice in how we think about it.
Exactly. And that brings us back to purpose.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that earlier.
I remember the ship drifting at sea. Having a clear purpose is like having a rudder.
Steering us in the right direction.
Exactly. It gives our thoughts and actions that direction, that focus.
It's like a map.
Yes. He talks about the straight pathway to achievement.
Love that analogy.
When we have that clear purpose, our thoughts, our actions, they naturally align. They move us forward.
But the doubts and fears, those are the roadblocks.
The detours, the obstacles.
That can really mess things up.
Right. He's not saying we won't encounter challenges. It's about approaching them with courage, with resilience, and a belief in our ability to overcome them.
So it's about that unwavering faith in ourselves.
Yes. And that starts with our thoughts.
If we're always focusing on the negative, that's just going to hold us back.
Absolutely. Dwelling on doubts, fears, and limitations, it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Alan challenges us to get rid of those negative thought patterns.
Take them out.
And replace them with thoughts of courage, of self-reliance, of determination.
Taking control.
Yes. Yeah. He believed that by consistently choosing thoughts that are aligned with our purpose, that are conducive to our well-being, we unlock this incredible inner strength and potential.
It's like we're building our reality brick by brick with our thoughts.
Such a powerful image.
Right. And now you might be thinking, okay, purpose, got it, but how do I find mine?
Right. Where do we even start?
Exactly.
Alan suggests introspection.
Okay.
Digging deep, asking yourself, what brings me joy? What are my talents? What kind of impact do I want to have on the world?
Those are some tough questions.
They are big questions. But here's the thing. You don't have to find this grand, life-altering purpose right away.
That's a relief.
It can be something simple.
Yeah.
Something that resonates with you deeply. Something that gives you a sense of direction.
It's about making those small actions meaningful.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be monumental. Now, speaking of things that feel meaningful, Alan also talks about the power of visions, of ideals.
He calls dreamers the saviors of the world, which is a pretty bold statement.
It is. He believed that our dreams aren't just fantasies. They're glimpses into our potential future. They hold the seeds of a better reality.
So it's not just about daydreaming. It's about actually believing in those dreams, taking action.
He tells this incredible story about a young man who starts with nothing, just this burning desire to make a difference.
Okay.
And through sheer willpower, through this unwavering commitment to his vision, he becomes a person of immense influence and power.
Wow, that's like a real-life manifestation story.
It is. But Alan emphasizes that it's not about just passively wishing or hoping.
Right.
It's about taking ownership of those visions, nurturing them with positive thoughts, with consistent action, with focus.
Believing in the power of those visions.
Exactly. It's like our thoughts have this magnetic quality. They attract to us the experiences and circumstances that are in harmony with them.
That's a powerful way to think about it.
It is. Alan believed that when we choose our thoughts consciously, we become architects of our own lives.
We're shaping our reality.
Through the power of our minds. And that brings us to the last piece of Alan's philosophy that we'll explore in this deep dive, which is serenity.
Serenity, it sounds so peaceful.
It does, doesn't it? It sounds like something you'd find on a meditation retreat.
Exactly.
But Alan describes it as a jewel of wisdom, a state of inner peace that comes from mastering our thoughts. He says a serene person is like a sheltering rock in a storm, unmoved by all the chaos around them.
So it's not about suppressing emotions or pretending everything is perfect. It's about cultivating this inner stillness even when things are tough.
Exactly. It's about reaching that point where you're not constantly tossed about by external circumstances.
But how do we achieve that? It sounds so hard.
It's not easy. Alan emphasizes that serenity isn't something we're born with. It's something we cultivate through conscious effort, through self-discipline, through consistently choosing thoughts that are aligned with peace, with wisdom, with understanding.
Building that inner resilience.
Yeah. Yes. He uses this powerful image of a soul struggling against the waves in a storm, and just beyond that storm is this island of peace.
I feel like I'm in that storm sometimes.
We all do. But Alan encourages us to keep our hands on the helm of our thoughts and steer our ship towards that peaceful shore.
I love that.
He believed that by mastering our thoughts, we can weather any storm and experience true inner peace.
It's a beautiful vision, and it's so relevant to our lives today with all the chaos and the pressure we face. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into As a Man Thinketh.
It's been a journey.
It really has. We've covered so much, like how our thoughts actually shape our reality.
Everything, our circumstances, our health, our well-being, it all starts in the mind.
We've talked about being positive, finding our purpose, the power of visions.
But as we wrap up, I want to circle back to this one question that Alan asks in the book.
Oh yeah, what was it?
He asks, what does a man truly desire?
What does a man truly desire?
It seems simple, but when you really think about it, it's profound. It makes us look beyond those surface-level wants and needs.
To figure out what's driving us.
Exactly.
It's so easy to get caught up in, the everyday stuff, like chasing a bigger house or a promotion, the perfect Instagram, whatever.
Right, those external markers of success.
But this question, it makes us think, why do we even want those things?
What are we hoping to achieve?
Yeah. Is it happiness, security, belonging, accomplishment, or is it something even deeper?
He suggests that beneath all our desires, there's this fundamental yearning for good.
For good, like being a good person.
Yeah, like we're all drawn to what's noble, what's just, what's true. It's like a compass, pointing us toward our highest potential.
I like that.
But, as Alan points out, we can get sidetracked.
Sidetracked by what?
By what he calls false desires. Things that promise happiness but leave us empty.
It's like that saying, you can have everything and still be unhappy.
Exactly. He cautions against chasing wealth, power, or pleasure just for the sake of it.
Because they can become traps.
Yeah, they can pull us away from our true purpose, from that deeper fulfillment.
So it's not that those things are bad, it's about our motivation.
Right. Are we seeking them from a place of ego, of insecurity, or are we pursuing them in a way that aligns with our values?
It makes a big difference.
He really emphasizes aligning our desires with our highest ideals.
So we're not denying ourselves, we're just choosing wisely.
Exactly. When we pursue what's good, not just for ourselves, but for everyone, our actions take on a whole new meaning.
It's like a ripple effect. Even our small actions can make a positive impact.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into As a Man Thinketh.
I can't believe it's over.
I know, it flew by.
It did. But we want to leave you with this.
This powerful thought.
We have the potential to create a reality that is not only fulfilling for ourselves, but also makes the world a better place.
And it starts with our thoughts, with the desires that guide our actions.
So what do you truly desire?
What kind of world do you want to create? Not just for yourself, but for others.
What legacy do you want to leave behind?
Alan's message is one of hope, of empowerment. We have the power to shape our destiny through our thoughts and through the actions we take.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through As a Man Thinketh.
We hope it sparked some new insights.
Maybe inspired you to take a closer look at your own thoughts and desires.
And maybe even ignited a sense of possibility for what you can create in your own life and in the world.
Until next time, keep thinking those good thoughts.